Now look at you, a real neat guy ready to take on the world.
They say the mountain is the top. I say that just scratch the surface. Yeah, we started at the bottom with no option but to go up. You know what hurt is? When you growing up with no love. When you knew how to die before you learn to hug. When you fought in the street or you pulled a gun and let off at the ops so you so good.
There is no doubt that the stabilization in our smartphones have come a long way nowadays. I mean, look at these clips. These were shot all handheld while running like a madman. So my answer to the question, are phone gimbals dying, is, well, yes, but no. Such a clickbaity answer, right? Let me explain. The reason why I answered yes is because the traditional type of gimbals for smartphones are indeed dying. The stabilization is so good right now that there is no point adding extra weight and burden to carry the gimbal around everywhere you go. And the stabilization in our phones will only keep getting better and better. In other words, a traditional phone gimbal in 2020 is simply not worth it. It might make your footage 5 to 10% more stable, but is it worth the pain of carrying another tool in your pockets? I don't think so. The reason why I said no is because while the traditional gimbals aren't worth it anymore, companies are already starting to innovate by creating new interesting looking gimbals. And I have one in my hand right now, Zhiyun Smooth X. From a distance, this gimbal looks like a typical gimbal. However, check out what happens when I unfold it. I personally dislike phone gimbals, but this was such an interesting concept that I just had to test it out. So ladies and gentlemen, here is my review of the Smooth X. I'll tell you all the things I like and dislike about this gimbal, and as always, we'll start with the advantages. First of all, this gimbal is freaking tiny. One of the smallest gimbals I've ever held, and it literally feels like you're holding a feather in your hand. I don't know how much it weighs because I don't care. It's so lightweight that it simply does not matter anymore. Secondly, that selfie stick concept is genius. It's so whack that I love it. For a filmmaker, this might not be anything special, but for people who simply like to capture their travels or vlog on their phone, this is an amazing tool because you can not only stabilize your footage while walking, but extend it to show more of your environment as well. Thirdly, you only have to stabilize one axis instead of 3. Now remember, this is a 2-axis gimbal, so theoretically if you tilt it up and down it shouldn't be smooth. However, I don't know how this works, but I can't really tell the difference at all. Look at this footage, it's silky smooth, so my question is, does the 3 axes even matter anymore for phones? I mean, maybe if your phone doesn't have any stabilization in it, but to me, it looks like it doesn't really matter. Now let's talk about the things I don't like about this gimbal. The power on button placement. Such a weird place to put the power on button, honestly. It just feels weird. I don't like it. And the second thing is, sometimes when it's windy outside, the horizon isn't leveled. I mean, it's not a huge problem, but still, I wish they would have made the motors a bit stronger. But hey, it's a $60 gimbal. What do you expect? All in all, who is this gimbal for? The answer is simple. If you have a phone which doesn't have a good stabilization in it and you want to film your travels, daily vlogs, something really simple, this tool could be a great asset for you, not only due to its size and simplicity, but price as well. Since I've got the S20 Plus, which has an incredible stabilization, I don't think I will be using this tool a lot. However, it was fun to see that you don't necessarily need 3 axes to get stable footage. That, honestly, was an eye-opener for me. Thank you so much for watching, and peace out.